I mean, he's not unfamiliar with a spin shot, is he?
No, he's certainly not unfamiliar. But the levels of spin these days in table tennis is so great that it's very hard to control.
Still seems to be cool. The Chinese always seem to have that calmness.
Yes, they do. They don't tend to show their emotions quite the same as the Western people. But they have a very strong sense of national pride, especially in a team event. It's very important to them to win the team's event for their country. That's right, yes.
That's fast.
They've measured speeds of the top players in the world when they hit the ball at full pace over 170 kilometres per hour across the net.
This is the point, isn't it?
Well, that makes it very hard to return that sort of shot.
Lovely swing.
Yeah, it takes the ball very quickly over the table, so it's very difficult to decide which way he's going to hit it.
It's a good one, the element of not knowing. I would imagine they're both trying to make it as difficult to spot.
That's right, yes. They tend to use actions like looking the opposite direction to where they're trying to hit and changing their bat angle at the last minute to try to get different angles which the opponent can't see.
But I notice they both play close to the table. I've seen defensive matches where people use a lot of... A good point.
Yes, that's right. Mind you, when any point's good.
Sure. Last thing of this set, it is.
Well, this is the first game of the match, but it's 17-12 to China. If they can take this game out and the next one, they've won the World Championship for the country. And with the World Championships only being held every second year, it's a major event. And in this event...
Something about having to get the ball really clear when you serve, or you can be faulted.
That's right. The ball has to be on the palm of a flat hand so that the umpire can see that you're not imparting finger spin or anything with the fingers. But these days the service is so good with the special rubbers on the bat that they don't need to revert to those sort of things quite as much. Klampa fighting back here, 18-16 to Cai Zhenhua. And Cai takes out the first game there.
It's the second game now, isn't it?
That's right, we joined the match at the beginning of the second game.
What do you give Klampa's chances of evening the score?
Well, he's very experienced. I'd say he'd have a very...
As in Klampa's case,
that's
the
right.
Next game.
He probably doesn't know whether to go for his shots and hope he wins, but then he could make mistakes, or he just sit back and hope that the Chinese guy makes mistakes to try and win the point.
Who are they rooting for?
It's very even. I'd say it will be 50-50 in an event like this because a lot of Asian people travel to a World Championships even though it is in Europe.
Yeah, I noticed the Europeans are very, very much behind their star players.
That's right, yes. They have them as national idols. And of course in Europe, table tennis is a much bigger sport than... table tennis is a much bigger sport than it is in Australia. They have...
Looking very tough for Klampa now.
That's right, a game and 12-7 down, a 5-point lead. This situation is very difficult to return. And with China 4-2 up in the match, it looks like Cai could be taking his country to the World Championship for the second World Championship in a row.
Chinese must be leading the statistics at World Championships.
They are, yes. They've won more team events than anyone else. But they did have a time in the...
That's about his third point he's taken.
That's right. Very good service there from Cai.
Incredible.
I think he's a player with two different surfaces on his bat, and you'll see him switch it in his hand before the point. He twists the bat around, and he holds the bat under the table so that the person can't see which surface he's using.
And that's perfectly legal.
It is. As long as he holds the ball above the table, he can keep the bat below. He looks like he's running away with it here. He's only 2 points from winning the World Championship for his country and taking out the men's team event, the Swaddling Cup.
in just immaculate form.
He's just about put Klampa down to a standstill. And a simple error, and Cai has done it.
And quite a breeze through at the end.
Yes, 21-16, 21-10. 2 games to 0, and China take the World Championship by 5 sets to 2.
I think just a little too easy.
That's right. It's he just couldn't contend with the speed and the pace of the Chinese. A bit sluggish on his feet.